Alright, so today we're taking a look at exterior angles. Okay, it's kind of similar to the stuff we talked about yesterday with interior angles. Remember that we said that angles that are alternate interior or even alternate exterior in this case are going to be congruent. And if they're on the same side interior or same side exterior, they're going to be supplementary. Okay, corresponding is congruent, vertical is congruent, and then a linear pair is supplementary. So it kind of covers everything as far as how to set them up. So let's go through these examples. Looking at the first one here, okay, the question mark and 110. All right, so the question mark and 110 here, these are going to be alternate exterior angles. And we know that alternate exterior angles are congruent. So the question mark would be 110 degrees because they're going to be the same. Okay, same thing on this next example here. These are also alternate exterior angles, and so they are congruent. So if the question mark would be 47 degrees. Okay, looking at this next example right here, okay, I have one angle that is exterior, the question mark is exterior, 53 is interior. Okay, well, since one is exterior and one is interior, and they're on two different lines, okay, I see that these angles are in the same place. These are corresponding. And I know that corresponding angles are congruent. So the question mark would then be 53 degrees. Okay, so looking at this next example right here, okay, I see that my angles are alternate exterior. And I know that alternate exterior angles are congruent. So in order to solve for x, okay, the way that I would set it up is 21x plus 6, and I'm going to set that equal to 90. Okay, so to solve for x, I'm going to subtract 6. I get 21x is equal to 90 minus 6 is 84. Divide both sides by 21, and x is equal to 4. Alright, so looking at this next example right here, I have one exterior, one interior. They're on two different lines here. And I see that they're in the same general location. So these angles are corresponding. And I know that corresponding angles are congruent. So to solve this, I would set it up for x is equal to 112. And then all I have to do is divide both sides by 4. So x is equal to 28. Alright, so for this next one here, these angles are alternate exteriors. And I know that they are congruent. So to solve for x, I would say x plus 16 is equal to 70. And then to solve for x, all I have to do is subtract 16 from both sides. So x is equal to 54. Alright, on the back, okay, they want us to name the special angle pair and solve for the indicated variable or angle. So on this first example on the back, I'm actually going to find angles 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to relate those three angles back to the 47 that they already give me. Okay, so to find the measure of angle 1, I know that angle 1 is vertical with 47. And I know that vertical angles are congruent. So it would be 47 degrees as well. Okay, comparing the 47 to angle 2. Okay, 47 and the angle 2 are alternate interiors. And I know that alternate interiors are congruent. So angle 2 would be 47 as well. right? And then angle 3 and the 47. 47 is interior, angle 3 is exterior, okay, but they're in the same general location. So angle 3 would be corresponding. And I know that corresponding are congruent, so it would be 47 as well. There are multiple correct ways you could have worked this out. Say 47 and 1 are vertical, but then I could have said angle 1 and 2 are corresponding. I could have said angle 2 and 3 are vertical. Okay, either way, all of these would be the same measurement. Looking at the next example here, okay, in order to solve for both variables, I'm going to find x first because x and 72 are a linear pair. They make a straight line here. Once I find x, I can use x to figure out y. Okay, there's no relationship directly with 72 and the part that has the y in it. Okay. So we said x, to solve for x, that is a linear pair with 72. So I would do 180 minus 72. And so x is equal to 108. Okay. Now that I have 108, I know that x, the 108, and 5y minus 3 are corresponding. Okay, so then to solve for y, I'm going to use corresponding. And I know that corresponding angles are congruent. So I can say 5y minus 3 is equal to 108. Okay, so I'm going to add 3. 5y is equal to 108 plus 3 is 111. I divide both sides by 5, and I get y is equal to 22.2. Okay, to solve for x on this next one, these two angles here are alternate exteriors. And I know that alternate exterior angles are congruent. So to solve for x, I set it up. 17x minus 70 is equal to 2x plus 5. Okay, I want to get all of my x's on the same side, so I'm going to subtract 2x to the other side. 17x minus 2x is 15x. Minus 70 is equal to 5. Add 70. 15x is equal to 75. Divide both sides by 15, and we get x is equal to 5. Okay, so looking at this next example, it is also alternate exterior. Okay, so I know again that they are congruent. So 3y plus 5 is equal to 5y plus 15. So I'm going to subtract 3y. I get 5 is equal to 5y minus 3y is 2y plus 15. So I subtract 15. I get negative 10 is equal to 2y. Divide by 2, and y is equal to negative 5. So looking at the next example here, I see that both of my angles are exterior, and they are on the same side of my transversal. Okay? Since they are same side exterior, those angles are supplementary. So same side exterior, and they are supplementary. Okay, so that tells me that whenever I add them together, I need to set it equal to 180. So x plus 14 plus 2x plus 1, and I'm going to say that that's equal to 180. Combine my like terms on the same side of the equal sign. X plus 2x is 3x. Positive 14 plus 1 is plus 15. And that's equal to 180. So to solve for x, I'm going to subtract 15. 3x is equal to 180 minus 15 is 165. Divide by 3, and so x is equal to 55. Alright, the last example here, these angles are same side exterior, so they're supplementary. So to solve this, I'm going to add the two angles together, and I'm going to set it equal to 180. So 4x plus 7 plus 5x plus 2 equals to 180. Combine my like terms. 4x plus 5x is 9x. 7 plus 2 is plus 9. And that's equal to 180. Subtract 9 from both sides. I get 9x is equal to 180 minus 9 is 171. I divide both sides by 9, and x is equal to 19.